What's good, y'all? This your country cousin Pete McCorvey, a.k.a. Peter Mac. Man, get on up here. Pull you up one, light you up one, kick your shoes off, relax, baby. You around family. We on the porch. This Pete McCorvey's Porch Talk. Let's do this.
What's good, y'all? This is your country cousin Pete McCorvey, a.k.a. Peter Mac, Unk, as I've been calling myself lately, because, I'm up there. This episode, y'all gonna hear me, I'm kind of frustrated, man, because I had recorded this episode already earlier this morning, and I was getting ready to release it, but I had to change the name of the episode in my phone because, when I go through my phone, it takes a lot to try to find it by that name because it's not right at the top of recent downloads or anything like that. So I tried to change the name to something I know would be easy to find. Now, when I tried to change the name to something that would be easy to find, I saw a little box that say change the name would change the file extension. So I hit OK. Then it disappeared. Couldn't find it anymore. Then when I found it, now it's saying it can't be played. It has to be, I have to download a new app, but then now it's showing that there's like no kilobytes or anything, or kilobytes, megabytes, whatever on the thing. So my thing is, why in the hell with the phone, you need an option to change the name, but if you change the name, then it do that shit right there. It don't make no sense at all. So I'm really heated right now. Y'all gonna kind of hear it in my voice. Matter of fact, I'm 38 hot right now. For those of y'all who from the South, at least I know, I think from Georgia to Louisiana, I don't know if Alabama does it, Tennessee or whatever. Y'all know when somebody say they 38 hot, they mean they really pissed off, get out their way, they finna knock all this shit over. And that's really how I feel right now because that episode, I went into a lot of depth and detail, but I'm finna do this right now because like I said, I'm out and about. I'm trying to go home and relax. I'm not going to go through all that shit no more because I know once I get home and I sit down, I'm probably gonna get even more frustrated. So y'all charge this episode to my head, not to my heart, because I'm finna wing it. I'm gonna be honest, I'm winging it. I'm going off memory, because I am 38 hot. Like I said, that's gonna be the title of this episode. So let me woos out right quick for a moment. Because I'm going to plug somebody I know who just started a podcast, my boy DT. If y'all remember him from when I had my podcast with my boy Big Keith, who's now an ensign in the Navy. He crossed over, became an officer. Good on him. Should be promoting sometime soon. We had a guest on there named DT. And me and DT got cool because he was from Mobile, Alabama. I went to University of South Alabama, USA, in Mobile. And come to find out, he and me knew a lot of people that I went to school with at South. One of them is actually a homeboy I started Alcorn with, who transferred back because he was from Pensacola. And that was in the area where you get in-state tuition fee. We met a lot of people, which is the amount of people he knew. I was like, you sure you didn't go to USA, bro? So, like I said, me and him got cool. Behind that, still keep in touch with him from time to time. Him and his wife, and Bria, they have started their own podcast, which is now also on Spotify, and it is called The Joint Venture. They talk about the ups and downs of being a married professional couple, how to communicate, how to raise their kids, and, also how to, my boy on Lean On Me, Sam say, do the oochie coochie. They go into all that detail. Heard the first few episodes. They 3 episodes deep. I really like it. I'm not married, but if I do end up getting married, they have a great guide for what one needs to do. And I wish them the best success. They are a very accomplished couple. My man DT just graduated from Alabama A&M this past year. And his wife, and Bria, she is a hell of a photographer up there in the DMV area. So if you ever If you live in the DMV, if you ever find yourself in the DMV, please look her up. You get her information when you go to the Joint Venture Podcast. I'm sure they plug in all they shit that they do in that podcast. I'm looking forward to getting some pictures taken by her myself, because I got a sister who lives in the DMV, went to Howard. You know, she's a Washingtonian now. She's no longer Mississippi, she's a Washingtonian. So when I do come up there, I'm definitely going to hit that lady up and get some pictures, because her pictures are fire. Especially you ladies out there. See, like her special is really maternity photo shoots. So if all you ladies want to eat and y'all maternity shoots, or want y'all, maternity shoots, and want y'all maternity shoots to be tea, as y'all say, y'all definitely need to hit this lady up, because boy, she is hell with a lens. So big ups to them. Y'all go check their stuff out. Now I'm finna turn it back up, because now we finna talk about sports. So starting off in sports, Kim Mulkey, you know, the coach of the LSU women's basketball team. Unfortunately, her team got eliminated in the Elite Eight for the second year in a row. So we won't see her and Dawn Staley going head to head for the national title for another year. So at the press conference, the post-game press conference they had, one of the reporters asked, how did it feel for her to be eliminated in the Elite Eight for the second year in a row? And she playfully had a little jab, and she said, is that good, is that terrible? And the reporter said, I think it's terrible. And then she said, so how many Final Fours have you played in? And he said, none. And she said, well, then that's pretty good then. And then she moved on. Everybody was getting in her ass, talking about she's snarky, she just disrespectful, she has no class, anything. My thing was, that was light. That was light, because I'm going to tell y'all something. I grew up watching sports in the 90s and early 2000s. We want to talk about that. Do y'all remember Mike Dicker and his stuff with the Saints? Y'all remember Jim Moore? Jim Moore had like, 2 or 3 of them. Like, y'all forgot about the playoffs. Don't talk about the playoffs. Y'all talk about him. Dennis Green, when he went off, when he was coaching Arizona, was talking about the Bears, who we thought they were. You know, and then on top of that, we talking about college basketball. You could just go to one of the best conferences there was, and that's the Big East. The Big East alone gave you coaches who just had wonderful post-game, or not, I ain't gonna say wonderful, but they had some very interesting post-game press conferences. Jimmy Boeheim stayed having them and stayed swearing at them. John Thompson was in your face and let you know how he feel at his. Who else? Hell, Jim Calhoun of UConn called a reporter stupid. Straight up said, you're not really that stupid. Then 10 seconds later told the reporter to shut up. And if we're talking about college basketball, you think she did was bad. You don't even want to talk about Bob Knight from Indiana back in the day. He was a big asshole. Like, it's one from the 1995 NCAA tournament where he was going off on, I guess, one of the aides of the post-game press conference. I guess that aide had said that Bob Knight was not going to be there. So he said, who the hell told you I was going to be there? There's only 2 people you should have heard that from. He said, it should have been me or our SID, Sports Information Director. He said, so who the hell told you I wasn't going to be here? And I guess the aide said, I heard from somebody. And he said, so you didn't get it from us. And I guess and he said, they wasn't from Indiana. So then the aide tried to clarify, and Bob Knight was like, no, I handle it now that I'm here. You fucked the shit up to begin with. He said, you can either stay or leave. He said, I don't give a damn what you do. In front of all the cameras and all the other news outlets. And then we're not going to even talk about, y'all remember, what, a decade and some change ago, the Michigan Lady Wolverines basketball coach Kevin Borseth, when he entered the press conference by just slamming a piece of paper down and then just started swearing. I don't know why white folks call it swearing, because you don't swear to nothing. Cussing. That's what he was doing. He started cussing and all that. And people like, over women's basketball, but y'all mad at Kim Mulkey for that? And even Shannon Sharp had the nerve to, he stood up and was like, I think she's bad and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, bro, you played football in the 90s when Jim Moore was out there cussing up a storm. Mike Dicker was cussing up a storm. One of your teammates spit in an opposing player's face. But that's the line for you? This whole situation with Kim Mulkey illustrates something that I think this is, it's by sex. People are being real sexist towards her. Because I think about that scene on Love and Basketball. Y'all remember that scene, like right after Q had lit up Manual Arts, because that's the high school that he was playing against. I know a lot of things, LA, and I had to look at the uniforms and all. That was, man, he lit up Manual Arts with like 20 plus points, and he was giving Monica a ride home. And he was telling her, you're not going to get recruited because of your attitude. And Monica straight up said, you do all that talk shit and you get a pat on your ass. She said, I do that and I'm told I got a temper and I need to be a lady. So that's exactly along the lines of what Monica was talking about. So, y'all can miss me with that bullshit with Kim Mulkey. She ain't do nothing that no other coach. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even on the level of stuff I've seen. Also in women's college basketball, finally some good news for Juju Watkins. Because, Juju took a couple of L's this last week or so. First, she was trying to, get a riz on with Jaden Daniels until his crazy ass mama came and broke it up. And then right after that, a couple of days later, she ended up tearing her ACL. But Juju, there is a ray of sunshine in all them clouds, because baby girl won the Naismith Player of the Year award. And I am so happy for her. End up getting hurt, still got Player of the Year. And the beautiful thing is, I'm going to tell people, because everybody's saying, oh, she tore ACL, is over. This is not 1988, and she is not Boobie Miles from Friday Night Lights. Because about 10, 15 years ago, an ACL tear, that was it. That was game over. It was game over. You wasn't coming back from it. Go look for something else to do with life. ACL tear, she could be back by next year, easily. So Juju, keep grinding. I'm rooting for you, baby. A lot of us are rooting for you. Also in the world of basketball, we moving to NBA. Ooh, Ja Morant. He just can't get right, but I think they blowing what he did out of proportion. So he made like a little gun gesture against the Miami Heat Thursday night. And the league fined him $75,000. Now, why I will say he's had enough trouble with guns, you would think he would not even want to even say pow pow or anything like that no more. But come on, y'all. I saw the gesture. It wasn't that deep. Y'all are just making the NBA. So Adam Silver, I'm gonna be honest. You want to know why viewership is down? Besides you damn near making it, watching the NBA inaccessible to the average person. You got to have certain streaming platforms and all that. It's because of stuff like this. Boy, people, the wind blow. And, that's against the law. Boy, hey, man. There's a reason why them boys are athletes and the people who, quote, unquote, get offended are not. I'm not an athlete, but come on, man. Like, good God. You're making the game so boring to see. That's why your viewership is down. Cause y'all get pissy about stuff like this. I'm like that drunk uncle at the Little League game. Let the boys play, ref. Let them play. Damn. Also NBA, that boy Anthony Edwards, boy, he hell, boy. Nephew just don't care. Look, so y'all know that he out there just, hey, he took what God said serious, like go forth and multiply. He's like, say less. So he has a baby with 38-year-old Aisha Howard, who he said he want nothing to do with the baby. So instead of letting them bleed him for child support, Anthony Edwards went and figured up all the money he needed for 18 years and paid one whole lump sum. Boy, that joker pulled a T.I. on Big Boy from ATL. He just slapped that girl in the mouth with some goddamn money. He pretty much said, "This what you look for? There you go, bam." All the means he gave up for it. Hey, he was like Willard on Django Unchained at the KKK rally. When he got mad about them making fun of the way his wife did. He basically gave her that money and said, "From now on, don't ask me and mine for nothing." It took off. Everybody getting mad at him and all the it sparked another gender war. Everybody talking about this man, the women talking about, he trifling and this, that, and the third, which I'm trying to find out how he trifling when he paid. She got the money. She got millions of dollars. He paid. It's about what the baby needs to be like. That woman ain't thinking about that baby being in that man being in that baby life. That was a payday. And then the dudes hit him back with, it's her body, her choice. Remember, y'all always screaming it. So now it ain't. We keeping the battle between the sexes going. But it's sad because me being in my late 30s, now my early 30s, late to mid 20s, I would always love to get women around about this age. Late 30s, mid 40s, sometime even early 50s. Cause I done been with a 50-year-old woman. I'm gonna say this, I ain't going into detail, but I definitely see why that woman had 6 kids. Lord have mercy. I'm going off on a tangent. Anyway, used to be you could look at them older women, the cougars, so to speak, and they would be somewhat. Don't get twisted, they still was full of shit, but at least you knew you was gonna get you a little taste. You definitely was gonna get you a shot, ass with them. And you can go on about your way, because they don't look for no relationship. They don't want no relationship. Life to hit them in the mouth. They not trying to build something more than what it is. Now, they out here acting almost as bad as the girls in their mid to early 20s, the one that life, they still got hope for life. They still believe that life is going to give them everything they want. But they're sadder because they don't realize, shawty, you ain't the prime model on the block no more. You ain't the 2025 S600 Benz with only 25 miles from the test drive. You is that old cherry red Beamer. Y'all remember, y'all watch Paid in Full. You remember when Ace had bought Mr. Cherry Red Beamer when he hit the bricks out of coming back off Rikers? You that exact Cherry Red Beamer from 88 with all these hundreds and thousands of miles on it. You can't move like that. You not her no more. Because one, I'm not one to deal with your old ass and you still got the mindset of a 20-something-year-old. Nah, I come to you for peace and some pork chops. That's it. I want peace and pork chops from you. If I wanted bullshit and rotel dip, I can stay over there with Shawty. So yeah, it's just it's bad. And the last thing I'm going to talk about when it comes to sports is I'm going to talk about a certain baseball team. Because as we all know, baseball is back. And my team, the Atlanta Braves. All I'm going to say is about Atlanta Braves is this. The Braves are going to brave every damn time. And they're braving right now because they haven't won a game yet. They're like 0-7, 0-8. You know, a couple years ago, they was the first team in both the American League and the not Major League, and the National League to reach 100 wins. Before they did what the Braves do and let down in the wild card. I don't even think they're going to make 100 wins this year. Looking like this. And you know something I just realized? It's been a tough year for every team that used the tomahawk chop. The Florida State Seminoles went 2-10. Kansas City Chiefs, I don't know who authorized for them to use the tomahawk chop, but they using it. Got their ass beat like a 3-0 in Kmart in the Super Bowl. And Atlanta is 0-8. So I'm going to say this. Y'all better not be playing the tomahawk chop at any of these damn stadiums. Y'all better replace it with the Lucy Ricardo cry. Because y'all breaking my heart. Well, but Kansas City, I don't really care about Kansas City because Kansas City, they rivals, AFC West rivals with my Broncos. I care less. But you Braves and you Florida State Seminoles, y'all are breaking the hell out of my heart. I'm done. I'm just the baseball season ain't even. I don't even like watching baseball that much, but I really ain't got no reason to watch it now because I know they ain't making it to October at all. Now on the talk about my shows before I get out of here. Raising Canaan's heating up. You know, Rock taking it to them Asians real well. She and Marv ain't playing no games. Marv and Juke finally sat down to talk about the body she caught. She was stitching on Marv from him getting his arm cut. And Marv looked at him, he said, "Are you okay?" She just shrugged off like, "I'm fine, I'm fine, there's nothing there." And then Marv had the nerve to say, "I think the Army got you comfortable killing niggas." Juke dropped another gem like she did last week when she told the two sergeants off when they said, "You letting your country die?" And she said, "This country let me and my down plenty." She dropped another jewel. She said, "Trust me, if I learned by killing, it wasn't from the Army." And looked him dead in his face. Pretty much pulled that old 1987 drug PSA line. "I learned it from watching you." So, I love what she did there. Lou done found him another one. You know, Lou loved them women when it come to business. Him and Amani, they finally got it in. Boy, I hope she don't break his heart because you know him and women, you know, because when that man lose a woman, he go through it. And I kind of get it. Look, I ain't going to sit there and talk about it because I'm kind of like Lou. When I'm with a woman, I break up with her. I don't like putting my heart out there for nobody. So if I put my heart out there for you, knowing I already don't like people, and you just shit on it, it kind of make me real bitter. Because it's like, I don't like people, and I halfway didn't like you half the time. But for you to just not even care that I was trying, now I'm really finna have an icebox where my heart used to be, like Omarion said. Kanan's grandmother, her cancer is spreading, and she wanted Marv to euthanize her with morphine, put her to sleep, because that's what the proper term for being put to sleep is euthanized. Marv was about to do it, and how I thought it really was going to get wild, they played that same song that they played at Uncle Jerome's funeral on Snowfall. So I thought she was going to go, but at the last moment, Marv was like, I can't do it. To which he kept calling him sorry, and you can see now, we can see the evidence of how abusive she used to be to them now, because she was just sorry, you weak and all that. And Marv just, it's the first time we ever just seen Marv really show a soft exterior. Unique couldn't get backing from the Italians in Jersey, and the head Italian was none other than the guy who played the Greek on season 2 of The Wire. Every time you look up, he got to be the head enemy honcho. He running something. He running dope. He running, he running numbers. You know, he head of the mafia. It's like, God damn. It's like, I got to look into that actor's life and see what the hell he did before he got into acting. Because he's always into something. But the part of this episode that was real sad, man, is that, we found Famous. They found Famous. And you know what I mean by they found him? Boy, it was so sad because, like, Kanan he lost it. Kanan lost every bit of it. And he broke down. Even 50 Cent narrating as a dope Kanan he was just out of it. But now it makes sense because Famous' real name is Sean. So now that explains why he named his son that in the OG Power series. So now, like we saw Jukebox become on the step to becoming who she come. We seen Kanan really take a step to really becoming who we known him as in the OG Power. So, very good episode. On to the Rookie. The Rookie was it was good. It was a April Fool's Day episode. So the fans, we got Chinford back. That's Tim and Lucy. They back because they saying because it's April Fool's Day that they can like be lovey-dovey each other, fool around, but they can fool people by saying April Fool's when somebody questions them. Like Lucy was right on the drop. She came over that man house 1201. She was trying to get that. She wanted that meat, boy. She was like, cause he was like, April Fool's ain't till tomorrow. Lucy said, it's 1201. So Lucy, shit, man, I don't know what Tim was doing to Lucy, but hey, he had her in a chokehold. She was there as soon as the clock hit midnight. Nolan, he stepped like Nolan was a badass this episode. He got paired up with a rookie that looked good on paper, but once he had him out and about doing actual stuff, the boy was just lost. Matter of fact, they had went to go do a domestic disturbance with a married couple we had seen. You remember the episode on Valentine's Day, the big dude Teddy and his wife Anita, the one that Tim had flipped over his shoulder to put him on his ass? Well, they had responded to a domestic disturbance with them, and the boy didn't know what to do. So Nolan went and talked to Lieutenant Gray. I keep wanting to call that man Sergeant Gray. I really be wanting to call him Slim, because that's why I met him at Slim on the Wood. He said, sir, this doesn't make any sense. He's like, he's good on paper, but when I got him out there, he didn't know what to do. And so finally, Nolan ends up tracking down his training officer, who is Sergeant McAdams, who was known to be a TO legend in LAPD. So he went and talked to him. He said, how come all this reports was good on him, but this boy don't know anything? And he said, look, man, I'm trying to retire. I got a good record. I didn't want to go out as no loser. And so Nolan told him, said, you a punk for that, basically. He said, because you could have gotten with somebody who he could have gotten killed because he don't know nothing, because you just want to save your record. And I know exactly what that feels like, because I've seen stuff like that a lot. You know, especially in the military, like people will push people who look good on paper or care about how good somebody looks on paper, but they don't have no knowledge of being leaders or doing their actual job. And it makes the person who, quote unquote, trained them look better too. When you just put out somebody who put somebody in a position that we need them to work and they ain't got a damn clue what they doing. So I love Nolan for doing that. Now, it was something in the episode that I didn't like. They borrowed from another movie again. So there's another subplot in there where the LAPD hired a social media specialist, i.e. a Gen Z, who texts and who know how to work a phone. And she put up an IG post saying that the LAPD was forgiving tickets. So everybody came up there thinking their tickets were going to be forgiven, they didn't have to pay. Tim ends up intercepting that. And he said, what are you doing? You can't do that. That's not legal. So what I put at the bottom is not true. And it was like a small print. Tim was like, that's a small print. Nobody can see that. And, you know, she tried to have a bogus ass excuse. But Tim had told her that the public affairs part of the department had fired her. He said they gave him the privilege, because, you know, Tim don't care about nobody's feelings, of being the one to deliver the news to her. So in retaliation, this girl decides to put an IG post up saying all crime is legal for the next 24 hours. So now we got a miniature purge. Mask and everything. I'm like, oh my God, not again. Not y'all to borrow from another movie again. And then it just insults people, because I don't think nobody is that stupid they're going to believe that crime would really be legal for 24 hours. So they had that little plot where they gave away the purge. And I wasn't feeling that, because like last week it was speed. Now this week it's the purge. It's like, come on, man. Like, y'all seem like y'all starting to run low. That's why I really say, as much as I love the Rook, I think it's got about 1 or 2 more seasons left. Then there was another plot in the story. I'm not going to lie to you. This plot kind of threw me for a loop, because I'm not going to lie. I thought it was a prank. So Angela and Nala are trying to trap a dirty cop who killed a man who was having an affair with his wife, and he tried to frame a guy named Ben Dover. So I thought it was a play on Ben Dover. But come to find out, this was an actual case they were working. So I was like, oh, dang, I thought it was a April Fool's prank, but it turns out it wasn't. But like, other than the purge part of the episode, I thought this episode was extremely well written, extremely well acted. Now there's a couple of things that I'm still kind of scratching my head about. One is, where in the hell is Rachel? Y'all brought her back, but we ain't seen nothing from her since the premiere episode when she came back, was staying on Lucy's couch. We don't know where the hell she at. Why would she even need to return? Then I'm scratching my head, because like, where's Seth? Seth just left in a huff. He ain't gone. Like, we not even finding nothing with Seth and Rosalind. Like, Rosalind, what was going on with her too? Now I'm confused on them two. I have a feeling them two are intertwined some way, but what's going on with them? Now, the things I did love about this episode, number one is, to the good brother Derek Augustine, this is nothing against you. You getting your paper. Love to see a black man working. And we from like the same region. We from the Gulf Coast. You know, I know you from New Orleans. I'm from Moss Point, but it's right there. It's I-10 Connect. But I'm glad he wasn't in there with that damn horrible ass white Texan accent. Yes, that's a white Texan accent they gave him. That's an accent for a white man from Texas. And even that is a slap in the face to white Texans. So I'm glad he wasn't in there. And the last thing I loved about the episode is Lucy in those jeans. Woo! So Melissa O'Neal, who plays Lucy, she's always been able to fill out some jeans. Like in the first episode, I noticed how nice she looked when they introduced her character in the pilot episode, when she was pushing her car down the street because it had stalled while she was trying to get ready for her first day at Mid Wilshire Division. And She filling out the jeans nice. Then they showed her when her and Nolan was messing around. She was filling out her yoga pants. And you see in the uniform pants, them hips be hipping. But, oh my goodness, her in those jeans she had on. Whew. Boy, that girl body was bodying. Oh my G. Like when I say I want an Asian woman, if I want an Asian woman, that's an Asian woman I want. I want something like that. But boy, when I tell you I saw her in them jeans and I said, I know there is a God and he reigns supreme. Woo! Yes, so like I said, the episode got a 9 out of 10. It raised it to a 9 out of 10 just because of her in them jeans. Yeah. Anyway, that's been my time. I was able to run this back. I was surprised I was going to run it back like that. I'm still upset, but, I powered through it. Y'all can find me on social media. Just, you see my name, you can find me like that on Facebook. Find me on Instagram, PeteMac10, PeteYMac10. Or you can find me on TikTok, PeteMac89. Same as TikTok, just dropped a 1 and 0, put an 8 and a 9. Until next week, y'all be cool, stay calm, and get paid. And don't change the name on your audio files on your phone. Holla at you.